after realizing to master enterprise, and I ain't have to be in school by 10. I then began to encounter with my counter.
How's it going, guys? And today we are back doing another Minecraft video. This one's a little bit special, however. I've done a little time-lapse for you today. I don't know if you noticed from the pictures at the beginning, but it's apparently America's most expensive house. It's 924 Bel Air Road, and I thought I'd do a little build for you guys to see what comes of it. So I've started off here, as you can see, with some building markers for myself. That's not actually what the colour of the building's going to look like, but it's just helped mark out some things for myself in the future of this time-lapse. Now I start off here by just building up from those red markers at the beginning with some wool blocks, and then filling in sides with some glass panes, and then I follow along the outline of the rest of the building that I've done and delete all of the red wool that I placed down with some white wool. So as I come down the front here, I build this little outcropping bit, which I just basically fill in with loads more windows, bring it around the sides, adding more glass panes into it as well, and do a little bit of terraforming while I'm down there just to make it flesh with the ground a little bit better. I start to build up this little square almost, and that's basically the giant plasma screen TV that is jutting out of the ground, so that when people are relaxing and chilling outside by this, what is going to come in a second, pool, they can gander at the TV, if not then the view from the opposite side of it. So I'm just digging down 3 blocks at the moment, and I'm using some World Edit just to help myself a little bit with the placing of water to make the pool. If you guys are doing it, then just fill it in with a bucket, and I'm sure you get around it in survival. So I'm going around the outline of the building at the moment and just filling it in pretty much all of the spaces with some glass panes. I've done a little jotting out the side there with some spruce wood and a few little outcroppings as well with some more quartz planks, just to give it a little bit more pop rather than to have it one flat wall. Now just come around the side here, I change it up and use a different coloured glass. I think it's a cyan glass here. And then I go along all of the outcroppings basically and lift it up with a quartz slab. Now we're on the side of the building. I basically just continue the outline of the building a little bit more, and all the gaps that I find I fill in with some glass panes, varying from the dark glass panes to the cyan or light blue glass panes. Now at the top here, I decided instead of using grass and continuing it around, I wanted to change it up, and I chose some green wool. And at the very end of the build, I end up going over the grass that I placed on top of the other roofs and replacing it with that. So that will match with the others. I just do that at the very end. Adding a little bit of detail around the side with some glass panes and some hedges. And then I continue to just fill in all of the gaps that I've already pre-made. So filling up all the walls with some white wool. Making a few windows here and there, and then continuing the green floor all the way to the back of the house. Now this building that I'm doing at the back here doesn't actually have a roof, it's open top like that, so it's pretty much done at that point. It's a very open plan design. I take some iron fences and continue with them along the top of the outline of the building at the top there. And then these little square outcroppings down here, I fill in some water and make some tiny little pools for people to access if they don't want to go to the front big pool at the very back. They want to go to some small private pools down the front. And I continue that fencing all the way around to the other side. And then I start making a little staircase going down to where the front entrance will be. Now I'm using some darker blocks to vary the contrast of colours a little bit so it's not all just white. And then I continue that fence all the way around to the edge and then start filling in the floor with some quartz. Now later on in the build I decide to change that material with some light grey wool, but for now it's quartz. Excuse the passing clouds as they go over the camera, but as we come down here, this is actually the driveway, and along the edge of it I start to build these little kind of flower pots that jut out of the side of it, which we'll fill with some trees later on. And then we need to do a little bit of terraforming afterwards as well to make it flush with the ground, because currently it's all just a bit floating in the sky. Now down the bottom here, just off screen, I start to build a little bit of the road which it connects onto. I don't really go into detail with that as it's not really necessary to the build, it's mainly just focused around the house. Now on top of the roof here, I decide to fill this in with some darker blocks, and then I'm trying out different designs as to what I can do for some solar panels, and in the end I think with the current texture pack that I have on, I opt for some redstone lamps, and then just went over the top of it with some carpet. As the same as I did on that roof up there, I filled it in with some green carpet as well. Now down here, I start to fill in a little helicopter pad. There's some blocks in this texture pack which look like a kind of caution, or take caution kind of block, so I used them. I thought they could fit quite well there. So as I'm building up the helicopter here, using a piston at the top there for the propeller, and then bring out the carpet at the top there. I'm actually making that work by putting some string underneath, so it looks like it's a very thin block, but it's actually just floating there on top of some string. Adding some final details to it, like some levers and some trapdoors and windows in different places that it needs to be. Mixing things up a bit just to see what looks good and what doesn't. And then finally I do another little solar panel down the side here, a little bit different design to the other one. I use some cobblestone steps. I think they're cobblestone steps in this texture pack. If it's not, then it's nether brick, but I've changed up the design a little bit and then go down to the entrance of the house and continue it on into the building. Now down here I begin to make some cars, because this is one of the most expensive houses in America. I thought he's got to have some swanky cars. I'm pretty sure that 80 million or 70 million of the house was actually just expensive cars that he owned as well that come with the house. So I thought I'd do a couple little cars out the front here to add to that aesthetic, because otherwise it wouldn't really be as much as it is worth. So on the right there, I just finished off. It's kind of like a Formula 1 kind of car. Take it as you will. The one next to it has got a bit of the hood sticking up, and it's got a nice spoiler at the back. A little smaller compared. It's one block thinner, I think, but and the next one is as well. But it's difficult trying to build these kind of cars with a limited space and try to make them relatively like similar size to your Minecraft character. So this is what you've got to work with here. And then finally I finish working off and get a nice little muscle car on the end there with the engine sticking out the top. And then at the end here I just change the floor of the driveway. And that's just about it. This is basically showing off everything that we've done. I've added a few more touches to it. So I've chucked down some trees and some bone meal all around of it. And I added down some sunbeds all around the area just to fill in some gaps. Some chairs in certain places. So that's how it is with the road connecting on. I filled up those flower pots down there with some jungle trees. You can do custom trees as well if you want. I just chose and opted for the easy option because I was running out of time. Nice little pig down there, standing on the edge, looking at that big flat screen TV that pops out of the ground next to the pool. Adding a few little fountains going into the pool there. And then there's the finished design for the helicopter with some item frames on the wheels to make some rims. And these are all of the finished cars as well, doing the same thing with the wheels. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed this different video. I might do some more of these in the future, but I thought this was such a interesting build that I haven't done anything like this before. I thought I'd give it a shot and see what happened with it. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, then make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you're new. Share the video if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye!
Don't know how